Hello and welcome to Two Girls in a Pod. I'm Sharon.
I'm Christy.
And we are so excited because it is the first day of October.
Yeah, definitely not August. You just went right back in time. We are October.
I know. And October is one of our funnest months.
It's one of our favorite months. And why?
Because it has Halloween.
It's so most Halloween.
We get excited about that, you know?
We do.
But you know what's kind of cool is, as we were talking, we talk about some of the things about Halloween, and I've been talking to my clients, and a lot of them, ooh, we're getting our movies together for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how many of you out there do that too, but we do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that people probably do for other holidays as well. I know we do
it
too.
For Christmas.
Yeah, but Halloween.
Yeah, so, we thought today we're going to talk about some of our favorite Halloween movies and probably some that are not our favorite. Or I shouldn't even call them Halloween movies. I guess they're more like scary movies. And sometimes not so scary because, you got to throw in Nightmare Before Christmas.
My favorite.
Come on now. Who doesn't like that? That's a cool
This
movie.
is Halloween. This is Halloween. Yep.
Oh, I like the Oogie Boogie Man.
The Oogie Boogie Man.
I like his song. You can't go wrong with that.
But a lot of people may not even like Halloween, but it is one of our favorites. And a lot of people do watch the whole theme, scary movie, whole bunch of them for Halloween.
And I think the other reason that I think October is such a fun month is you see the colors change.
Yes.
There's that changing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just a lot of those things. And we keep talking about going northeast to see the color changes at some point because we love the colors in Colorado. They have a beautiful, we love that we have 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And sometimes 4 seasons in one day, but that's a whole other story.
For sure.
But Halloween movies, what I really like is that you and I have very similar interest in the scary movies that we like.
Yeah.
Because we're not about Freddy versus Jason or...
The horror movies, to me, is a complete different genre within that. All of it may be scary movies, and for some, it does not matter. They're not going to like either one. My sister, I love her dearly, but she does not love Halloween. I don't know what's wrong with her.
She doesn't love Halloween or she doesn't love the movies?
Neither. Well, she likes Halloween, I guess, okay, but it's,
She's not into scary movies.
She is not into scary movies at all.
That's Sandra.
Yeah, but she'll watch them at least. I don't even think Rebecca will watch them. She blames that on me. She says that when we were kids, she came over to stay and she was
traumatized.
Yeah, freaked out. I don't even remember what movie we were watching. It was a slumber party.
Poltergeist. You liked that one?
Oh, that was one of my favorites growing up. Who doesn't like Poltergeist? I love the supernatural kind. I think we both are on the same page with that.
Very much so into that. And, I don't, when I sit there and I think about like the horror movies, like Jason versus Freddy or Chucky or those, they don't have that same appeal. I think it's interesting because sometimes I think watching the first one, I'll like the first one. Mm-hmm. It's when they start doing all the ones afterwards. I don't follow the story as much, or I don't feel it has I don't know what it is.
A lot of times I feel like that they go on too long with too many sequels. Sometimes it just loses its appeal. What was the one that we really liked that was sort of made like a home movie? It was Paranormal Activity. That's what it was. And they ended up coming up with 4 or 5 of them, something like that.
They should have stopped at number 2.
Yeah. I mean, the first one to me was interesting, and then the second one, not too bad. But after that, not so much.
It's almost like they lose content or they lose, I don't know what it is. And for some people, if you like them and you still think all of them are great, that's okay too. That's what we love because everybody has different opinions about things like this. But that's Jeepers Creepers. I freaking love that. I love the first one. The second one's not even too bad. After that, no.
Don't really care for the third, huh? I guess a lot of times with the first one, it's just the mystery around it. And then as they get into it more, they try to explain it. And the way they explain it, I'm like, really? But
come on, I think they put Jeepers Creepers song in there really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Who doesn't love the Jeepers Creepers song?
Yeah, that's true. That's like, so one of our favorite scary movies, I feel like, is Insidious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That one is creepy. And I love that they incorporated Tiptoe Through the Tulips. That is so creepy on there.
It is. And how many of you guys out there too, because we talk about this a lot too, with the music that they add to it.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes like Tiptoe Through the Tulips on a scary movie, you were there. But then it really gives it a creepy thing. I cannot listen to that song now and not think, it's a little creepy now.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. But we like, those, The Conjuring, all of those kinds that are more like, I guess, like more like Ghost. It's not gory. They're not gory like that.
Yeah, it's more like you said, that paranormal kind of things. There's ghosts or demons or whatever they want to call them. And I mean, we've watched so many of them. It's one of the genres that we really do like. Not only that time of year, we watch these throughout the year, series and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I think those are the things that's interesting, is just how something can hold your attention. But when we get to the scary movies, when we were doing Brandon's interview and in his studio, there's all these.
He has the Chucky doll. He has all these scary clowns.
Things like that.
Yeah, creepy.
We don't do clowns.
Not a fan of clowns, and that's probably because of Poltergeist.
What's funny is I've never understood the appeal of clowns. And I know they're supposed to be funny or whatever. And
clearly those people have never watched Pennywise, the clown.
Okay, I did like the first one.
Yeah, that was
it. The first was amazing. I think that he played that character so well.
Well, Tim Curry's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Of course, Rocky Horror Picture Show. He's in that too.
Yes. Who doesn't love Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I thought it was amazing. And what I think is really cool about that one too is it's this movie, but it has such a cult following that, they do the Rocky Horror Picture Show now in all different kinds of cities and stuff, and you can go and participate and do all that. Yeah. I think that's awesome.
I think it's really cool too, and we've never done that, but I do think it's really neat. And in fact, up in Denver, they are doing that this year. And I think the one that plays, what's the guy's name in the, Brad, maybe, in the movie? The one that played the original part is going to be there, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be at the Paramount Theater in Denver, but it's coming up soon.
But don't quote us on that.
Yeah, but look into it.
Yeah, if that's something that you would really like to do, by all means, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I think is really cool about Halloween and stuff like that is it's a montage of different things, from scary to, once again, Nightmare Before Christmas. You have all of these kind of things. So they're not all of it's scary. You can have funny in it. You can have a lot of people, Hocus Pocus, man. When Hocus Pocus came out, I know it's not one of my favorites.
No, it's not one of my favorites either.
But I appreciate its following. It has a huge following, which I think is great. Then you have Ghostbusters out there, and I loved the first one, and I really liked the last one.
The last one was really cool. I loved the way they did it. They just breathed new life into the whole concept. I think it was good because it wasn't trying to remake the old thing. It was totally new, and it was funny. I liked it.
I did too. I thought the girl who played that character did. Well, I think they just all did an amazing job on it. So yeah. So you have those kind of movies as well, which I think a lot of people. It's Halloween time. We're going to throw on some Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, if there are other people out there listening, that there are certain movies that they watch every single year like that. I mean, we have, of course, Nightmare Before Christmas. We watch that every year.
We do. But we'll also watch like Insidious, and we'll watch the Conjuring ones, The Nun.
Mm-hmm. Any of the ones I feel like that have like the Ed and Lorraine Warren involved in them, we really enjoy those kinds. But like we said, they're more about the supernatural or that rather than the gore. I feel like that you find in like Saw and those kind of movies. To me, that's too much for me.
When you said about Ed and Lorraine Warren, I was thinking, how weird they had that place where they had the doll and, they had Annabelle, but not just that, all the different artifacts they had from all these different places. And it was just, I don't know, that'd be a little creepy. And I keep wondering, where did all that go to now that they're gone? I didn't know if their daughter got it or what, but.
I want to say I heard something like that maybe that she has, and I'm not sure though.
And how many of you really want to go and check that out for Halloween?
No. I might like scary movies, but I got a healthy respect for all that. And I just don't think that I would want to be in the presence of the energy of all of that stuff in one room.
It's funny because they're opening the house to the ones from The Conjuring.
Yeah.
We just saw the special on that where the siblings actually went back there. The sisters were actually back in the home. And it's kind of a creepy place, And I always think, too, people, there's kind of that cool thing about the holiday, too, but the scary stuff in that. But for some people, it's really traumatic. And, we don't want to ever make light of that as well because for some people, it's really impacted their life in a negative way, or it's impacted their life in a way that it's altered it a little bit.
Right.
I mean, look at your sister. You traumatized her.
Yeah, obviously.
Man, is she still holding on to that?
Isn't that what sisters do?
20, 30 years later. Well, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But, I think that, once again, it's such a fun time of year for us. We love to dress up. We love to give out candy. We did this one year. Christy dressed as the Good Witch.
I was an angel.
Or an angel, whatever.
Yeah.
She was good. I was not. It was one of those Kodak moments, darn it. The little kids come up and this little girl comes up, says trick or treat, sees Christy all dressed in her little angel outfit.
All angelic.
Yeah. Dress up. Remember, it's all pretend for that one day.
Whatever. No, she was in awe and amazement, just staring at me with the biggest eyes. And she's like, "You're so beautiful."
And then I come from behind her and I stand there and the look on her face.
You were the dark witch. And she was like, "Oh, no."
It was so funny. But that's one of the reasons we love it. We love giving out candy. We love seeing all the kids, in their costumes. And it's really interesting, but it's kind of a family day. We'll see parents taking their kids out. And
it's always been a fun time for us. Even when we lived in the valley, I remember our friend Sandra coming over. She would dress up with us. We were the 3 vampires one year. Four, I should say, because Misha, our little Chihuahua, she had her vampire costume too.
Oh, very true. She was all decked out for Halloween. Though she would get scared of if the wind blew and the leaves touched the ground.
Those little kids coming to the door, she wasn't too sure about that. But
yeah. So we did that. Our neighbor June and Alicia and Joy, we would go over there and we would do pumpkin carving.
Yes, it's always been a fun time.
I absolutely love that. I miss that. I really love doing that. And then, when the twins came, that was something that I kind of continued with them and said, hey, we can do some pumpkin carving. And they were all excited because we took them out to the mall where they have the trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat, yeah. So it's like a car show inside the mall and they're decorated for Halloween. They really got a kick out of that. And they had a dance for the kids.
And we had them go out and dance.
Yep.
They're like, you're in costume. Nobody knows. Go out there. Enjoy yourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dressing up and all of that. I think that it's just a fun time and, enjoyable to a lot of people. I know a lot of people are not about it. And what's kind of cool, too, is, even like growing up, very sort of restricted around Halloween. My parents still took me trick-or-treating to people that we knew, family members or whatever like that. My mom would let me dress up as a ghost or those kind of things when I was a kid. As I got older, we would do things mostly through the church. So they had what they called harvest parties. And we could dress up as a biblical character or something like that. That
Who
was
would you dress up as?
I think I was Jezebel one year.
Doesn't surprise me in the least. I'm surprised your mother let you dress as Jezebel. But, you didn't have a whole lot of characters being, if you wanted to stay female, there's just not a whole lot.
Yeah. So.
We don't have a really good description of the others. So, I guess Jezebel would be the best one.
Right. Yeah. So, it was still a fun time. Even that, we would have those harvest parties, like I said, do scavenger hunts and stuff like that. All just a fun time of year.
And I think that's what it is, too. And, to a lot of people, it's happy harvest.
Yeah.
It's really a time to be thankful and grateful. People feel like that. And like I said, it's the change of the colors. It's like the trees and everything, they rest. It's their time of rest and to rejuvenate and to do all the stuff that they do. And, I feel like that's what it is almost for people. Mm-hmm. You stop seeing people on the street.
Everybody's got to hibernate.
And things like that. So once again, it's just really a fun time of year, I think, for people for different, very, very different reasons. And I think it's the thing of just celebrating it. I don't know. I haven't seen any really good new movies coming out that are scary.
The Nun
too.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, and we haven't even watched that one yet. But
it's on our list.
If there has been any new ones, there probably has. But we haven't seen any new stuff in a bit.
And I've heard The Nun 2 is actually not too bad. So.
We just watched the last Conjuring, right? Was Conjuring? Is that what it's called?
Insidious.
Oh, yeah, Insidious. And I loved the way that they wrapped that up. I feel like that was a great ending to that. They say that's going to be the final one. And I think that it was a really good way to tie up the loose ends.
And it should be the last one because it did. I think it did it beautifully. And you know what I really love about movies when they do sequels? Keep the same flipping actors.
Yes, that's important to me.
That was so nice to see that in Insidious, that they kept the same characters. And if you haven't seen it, you really should watch it. But we like those movies. What's the old lady's name on it? I really like her.
I forget her name.
But there's something about her character that I just really, really like. So it was fun in that way. I think they had a lot of really good characters on it. And it's interesting because the guy who plays on that is the same guy who plays in the Conjuring movies.
Yeah. I think that's why I get it confused sometimes. I'm like, wait, was that Insidious or Conjuring?
Yeah, he plays in that. And then he plays in Aquaman, and that really throws me off.
Oh, well, yeah, you're not going to mistake him in that. He looks way different.
I know. It's very confusing for me, because I'm used to I want to see him play those kind of creepy movies, I guess. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It just threw me off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he's in the new Aquaman movie, too. So that'll be interesting.
Right.
See, we can digress so quickly when we talk about movies because we really do love movies. We love talking about them. Mm-hmm. We are the type of people who go and watch a movie and then we have conversations about them.
Yeah. What was the writer thinking when this happened and all of that? We really, yeah.
Or, wow, that was such a great song that they picked. And sometimes it's like, why did they pick that song?
Mm-hmm. Or the cinematography on that part was great.
Exactly. Oh, the other ones we watch, which are not necessarily that, but Underworld.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't have to be Halloween for me to watch Underworld, and those ones are more gory, but
it's Kate Beckinsale, and she does really great in those movies.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We'll watch those we'll throw those in for this month too. Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just all these different kind of movies, and that's what I mean when you sit there and you think about all the different kind of movies. There's a movie you could watch, I don't know how many movies in a day and still not get all of them in by the time the end of the month comes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Good thing is you don't have to because you're not going to like them all. We don't care about Hellraiser and some of those, but...
Well, we just watched one. What was that one called? I think it was on Prime.
Not sure.
Remember with the woman and the priest? It was different.
Oh, The Crucifixion.
Oh, see, there you go.
That's what it was. That was a little bit different.
All those that are around exorcisms in the Catholic Church, the rite.
Funny, one of the biggest ones from way back is The Exorcist. And do you know, I have still never watched that movie. I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid. And I don't really want to watch it now. I'm like, I'm good.
We'll put that on our list.
Okay.
I mean, the cinematography back then was not as good. So, as you grow up and you watch it, and I think it changes a little bit. I hope.
Maybe you won't be so scared now.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I know I watched it, but I guess it didn't have that much of an impact on me. I'm surprised because, growing up Catholic, when you're young and you're Catholic, you're there like, oh, my God, this stuff happens, things like that. So I do think it's one of those things where depending on even your religious affiliations, or just not even that, just your upbringing, it could be a little, that's why some people just don't watch them.
Right. And there are these other ones that are just fun and scary, not scary even in that way, almost more comical. I mean, think about like one for us, and it's from way back. I don't know how many people like Don Knotts, but Ghost and Mr. Chicken. What a cool movie.
Oh, my goodness. When we say we like movies, we watch movies from different eras and genres, and The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. only Don Knotts could make his body move in those ways.
Right? Or his eyes that big.
So yeah, it's just one of those. It's kind of a little quirky, spooky movie, but it's funny, you know. And so when we talk about we watch movies for the month of October, it's such a wide range of movies that we watch. And like I said, and then sometimes we watch one and we say, well, you know, I don't know why we watched that.
Yeah.
What was the movie that we were watching, you were just there like?
Well, I got that way with some of the Paranormal Activity movies later on. Those ones, I kind of felt that way. I can't really think of any others off the top of my head.
It's not even a scare. Well, I guess it's more of a suspense movie. Hannibal.
Yeah. Oh, the second one. I cannot even believe I wasted how many hours of my life sitting in that theater to watch that. I did not like that movie. I would have got up and walked out.
But we paid money for it, so we stayed. And for those of you who like Hannibal, yay, it did not resonate with us at all.
Was that the second one or was that the third one? Because there was the mantis one in it or something. There was something about a praying mantis in one of them. And that one wasn't too bad with the blind girl.
There was a different one. There were a few different ones, but Hannibal's one you didn't like.
It was the one with Ray Lolita that I just did not care for. But yeah. There's so many different kinds. And look at the movie with Woody Harrelson,
Zombieland.
The Zombieland movie. And I didn't even want to go see that at first. I remember Sandra and my brother went to see it together and we went to see something else, but ended up watching it later. And it's just stupid funny.
It is. It is one of those two.
Right.
But Woody Harrelson cracks me up.
Yeah.
I liked him in 2012 too. That was.
Oh my God. Yeah. We like those kind of movies too. The end of the world stuff.
Yeah.
Day After Tomorrow and all that.
Like I said, we love movies and we love all different genres and stuff, you know, but there's those ones that are so suspenseful. When you watch them, you're just, I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. That's exactly what I was thinking. Because the whole time we were watching that movie, I was on the edge of my seat going, oh my God. I just couldn't take it was on my nerves. I was like, let this movie be over.
But isn't it interesting that there are so many? And you know, the cool thing about movies is you react to them. Some people, when they see it, they're sitting there laughing and other people are in there screaming. And
yeah.
So I think that's really the fun thing about when you watch movies is there's such a wide range of opinions about them. And some of the movies we like, people definitely won't like. You know, I mean, I don't know how many people are going to run out and go get the Ghost of Mr. Chicken. But I'm telling y'all, if you don't, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to go back to the old school. We went really old school because the other night we're there and we cannot find anything. I'm tired of, I don't want to channel surf. That's part of the problem. I could have channel surfed, but I didn't want to. And I said, oh my God, let's just watch like the next thing. And it happened to be
Abbott and Costello
meet
Frankenstein
or something like that.
Yeah. I hadn't watched that in years. And I realized it wasn't as funny as I remembered it to be when I was younger. It's kind of funny because of how unreal it is, you know, and how it's like over dramatized.
Well, and I think that's the thing, you know, one of the things it's kind of cool about going back and watching old movies is that you get to see how far we've come, but we couldn't have come this far without them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of having an appreciation for it, you know, and so, yeah, we went way old school on that.
And we watched the whole thing.
All the way to the credits.
Yep.
Which was interesting, you know. It was like, oh, okay. You know, but like I said, we do some of that. But, you know, the thing is that we kind of will move around in that genre even from funny to, you know, the more paranormal. And we've watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween and all of those. We've watched all the first ones of them.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm done.
One of the ones that we really liked was A Haunting in Connecticut, which is based on some true events and that. We love that kind especially.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one, too.
Yeah, it was a really good story. Our dog did not like it so much. Misha was not about that movie.
That. No, the one off of Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Daniel Radcliffe. That.
Oh, yeah, the black something.
Oh, my goodness. That, you know how long it took us to watch that movie?
Well, it was both of those in particular. Yeah. She really did not like those movies and she would get so agitated. And I don't know that it was even just the
Woman in
music.
Black.
Woman in Black. Yeah. She just did not care for those. She
So
would get so
we couldn't
antsy.
watch them because she would aggravate us so much through the movie, climbing on us,
Yeah.
scratching on us. We turn it off and she was fine. So I don't know, whatever it is, she did not dig those two movies at all.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it took us a while to watch through the whole complete thing.
Yeah. It was hard to watch those with her around.
But isn't that interesting? I mean, I don't know if other people's pets react to scary movies and stuff, but
Yeah.
that was weird because she didn't do it with any of the other ones.
No, she didn't pay attention to what was on usually.
Mm-hmm.
But that, mm-mm.
Yeah, she wasn't digging that at all, man. It was horrible for us too because it took us forever to watch a movie that way.
Yeah.
But I think those are the things we're talking about, though. It's just those different genres and why we're drawn to some and just for some not drawn to them at all.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Like I said, like the Saw movies and that, I'm just not about that.
Watched the first one and it wasn't bad.
Okay. I watched the first one too.
Well, I know we watched it together, but it wasn't bad. I get the concept of it and stuff, but it's not something that I would sit there and say, oh, God, I want to go watch that again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we'll still try movies out, even if they're movies that we're not really sure about. We're not, we'll sit there and say, okay, well, we'll give it a try.
A lot of times I know that we'll take a chance on a movie based on the actors that are in it too.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, any movie M. Night Shyamalan does, I need to watch it.
Yeah, we like his movies.
And there are a couple of them that are definitely not at the top of my list.
The grandparent one was weird.
Yeah, The Visit. Did not care for that one really at all. And one of the weirdest ones is Lady in the Water, but I like it.
I know it's kind of got that mystical. It's a mystical one. So it's kind of interesting.
Well, because it revolves around a story.
A childhood story, like, when you tell little kids, not nursery rhymes, but, the little stories. Yeah, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I grew to love that because of the characters are so interesting.
Yeah, and then his latest one, Knock at the Door. I ended up liking it by the end. I wasn't sure at the beginning, but yeah, I liked it.
I'm telling you, I really like Dave Bautista as an actor.
Oh, yeah.
I think he just does amazing. He does amazing in comedy.
Yeah.
Stuber.
Oh
my God. If you have not watched Stuber, watch Stuber.
Nothing to do with Halloween, but funny.
He is so freaking funny. He's just a really good actor.
He is.
And I like that. But he's done some zombie ones and stuff like that we've watched as well.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think anybody could play Drax like him.
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But that's what I mean. It's sometimes, I don't know how many people out there too will watch a movie for the character playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool because, once again, when we look at that genre of that scary or whatever, those kind of things, Morbius, we love Jared Leto. Mm-hmm. We really do.
Yeah.
We've seen him in concert 3 times, something like that.
Yeah.
We like him a little bit. But once again, it's those characters that you just really like. Tom Welling, we watched The Fog because Tom Welling was in it, and we were so happy to do a meet and greet thing with him at Comic-Con.
Just back in August. That was really cool. But The Fog, that was a remake of that movie. The original, I don't even remember who played the part in the original. I remember I seen it when I was a kid, but couldn't tell you anything about it. But I really liked the way they redid it. It has Selma Blair, Tom Welling, and I forget the other gal's name.
She went on to play in the Twilight series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's one of the vampires.
Yeah.
Christy didn't care for her in The Fog. I'm just telling y'all, I had to sit there and listen to that.
She wasn't my favorite in the Twilight series either.
No, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I don't like her in this. I don't like her. No way. So can we get past that? Let's get to the movie. No. But no, I think those are the things, the people who play those characters. Mm-hmm. We start to watch, like the guy who, like we said, who plays Ed Warren. I like watching him now. I really like from Insidious and The Conjuring. Mm-hmm. I think he just did a really, really good job.
Yes. And even because we talk about all the different kinds that we watch, we even watch, well, of course, Nightmare Before Christmas is one of those, but we are huge fans of anything that the one that did it, the producers.
I know you said that, and then I started thinking of M. Night Shyamalan.
I know. But Corpse Bride and
Oh, yeah.
just any of course, anytime you get Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter together, that's going to be a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
I really like both of them.
Oh, yeah. Even from the one he played, the vampire, Dark Shadows.
Yes.
And once again, Dark Shadows is just kind of it's a kooky movie.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Any of Tim Burton movies we enjoy.
Coraline.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so once again, this genre is so big when you sit here and we talk about it. You know, all those movies that you can pull into this. The Wolfman, when we did that.
Oh, yes, with Benicio del Toro. That is a great movie, I thought.
And it kind of has that kind of Halloween-y feel, you know, because it's about werewolves, you know. And
it's got Anthony Hopkins,
in
too.
it. Anthony Hopkins played in The Right as well.
Yes.
Which was another good one with him. So Anthony Hopkins is one that we watch. And once again, those, you know, you see those movies with those people and you say, you know what? I think I might like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So once again, just all of those things that draw people into a movie. Sometimes it's the character. Sometimes it's the music. Sometimes it's the story. Sometimes it's the behind, you know, like you said, the stuff with Ed Warren and his wife.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's the memories that are created from those movies that you shared, you know, with people growing up or stuff like that. I mean, that definitely has an impact too.
Yeah, you know, when you were talking, you were saying, you know, growing up, I'm guessing you watched Poltergeist, so.
I did. Surprisingly, my mom would let me watch scary movies and stuff.
But you couldn't do Halloween.
Right? Well, like I said, when I was little, she did let me dress up like ghosts or stuff like that. But yeah, for some reason, she would let me watch some scary movies, not all of them. Like I wasn't allowed to watch, like I said, Exorcist or Hellraiser or I don't know, some of those.
Was it Hellraiser because hell was in the word or what?
Probably. That's all it took, I guess.
She wouldn't let you watch Queen of the Damned then either, huh?
By the time that one came out, I was already watching whatever movie I wanted to, but
she had her independence.
Just sometimes it's the memories that you make with people when you see those movies. Maybe it's a funny memory or things like that. I remember my Aunt Sherry and all of my cousins being over at her house and watching Chainsaw Massacre. Do you know, I don't remember any of that movie, but I remember all their reactions and jumping and hiding and everything else. I mean, it's comical when I think back about it.
Oh my God, I think that too when I think of my family and watching stuff and, you know, you scare yourself because of all the stuff, you know, that's like you see your reflection.
Right, exactly. It's comical because you have to kind of laugh at yourself with those kind of things. But sometimes too, it's that the movie provokes a scary kind of feel to you. Maybe something that happened. I know you mentioned something that happened when you guys watched the movie House. Wasn't it? Isn't it called House or something like that?
Oh, my goodness. Yes. The true story. We were watching it. It's a weird, scary movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there. And so it was me and my sister, my brother, and their significant others, and maybe my cousin. We're watching this movie. And the most bizarre thing, the guy jumps through the window. As he jumps through the window, the glass in front of our, you know, the fireplace shatters at the same time.
That would be creepy.
I don't think I've watched that movie since then.
Well, I don't blame you.
I don't trust something to shatter. That was so bizarre, though. It's not like you'd been using it, you know, or anything like that. It did. It just shattered into little teeny tiny pieces. And it was like, okay, we're done with. I don't think we finished the movie.
I don't think I would have either.
We were done. We turned it off, and we probably went to my sister's. My poor sister, every time something like that would happen, we'd go to her house. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but things like that happen sometimes, you know, and It just kind of freaks you out, and it's like,
I don't know how often things like that happen, but thank goodness it's not the norm.
okay, well, not all often, but at one time is enough.
Right, I'm sure.
It's forever etched in my memory. You know, it didn't stop me from wanting to watch scary movies. It really didn't. I just was there like, I love them. There's just something about them, the scare factor. And I don't even know sometimes if it's a scare factor. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. There's just like this like excitement or something like that. I remember when I was a kid staying up late and watching on the weekends, they'd have, was it Fright Night?
Oh, yeah. Tales from the Crypt.
Oh my God. I loved Tales
Twilight
from
Zone.
the Crypt, and Twilight Zone was okay, but Tales from the Dark Side. That was one of my most favorite, I think, when I was a kid. And you don't hardly ever see, like, I mean, you've seen a rerun, I'm sure, of Twilight Zone, but you hardly ever see that one. And for whatever reason, that one really stands out in my mind.
The one that stands out in my mind from Twilight Zone is that little creepy kid.
Oh, wishing the parents into the
Wishing the parents
cornfield.
into the cornfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it happens on a daily now. Wish all the parents into the cornfield.
He was a creepy little kid, man.
Yeah.
And some of you out there may be listening and not know what these are. They were just such iconic things, And I think this is where a lot of this started. When you looked at the Twilight Zone, or you looked Tales from the Crypt, or
Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh yeah. All of those though really started. It was kind of that thing you'd wait every week for them because they'd have some creepy thing on them. What I'm saying? Now they'd probably look a little more cheesy and stuff. But
yeah, look at Bride of Frankenstein.
yeah, But the thing is once again, having an appreciation for that, because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have this. It really started with talk radio, and then from talk radio, we went into silent movies. Now, I've never watched a silent movie, and I sit there and think,
You never watched a silent movie?
I'm trying to think if I did it. I've seen clips of it.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I've probably watched a whole one because I used to like Charlie Chaplin a little bit. So,
well, yeah, I guess I did watch some of Charlie Chaplin, but yeah, and then, from there we got sound, and that was really cool. Then they had to match the sound with everything going on.
yeah.
And then as we move forward, we were black and white, then came color, man.
It's just neat, just the whole artistic thing,
The growth
all
of
of
it.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
and I
my
mean,
God.
if you ever watch like when they're filming something and there's no background music in it, that is such a trip. It's so weird to listen to that.
We watched that, and it was like, it makes it feel very strange. 'Cause
Yeah.
It doesn't have the right connection. You don't realize how much all of those things matter to a movie till you watch it without that. And it's like, ooh, this is weird.
Exactly. It makes me think of that meme I just saw just the other day that it said something about, I wish there were background music to my entire life so I would know what's going on. Some indication of what's about to happen. Yeah.
I'd be a little afraid if there was any foreshadowing going on.
Right.
Ooh, that would be, well, wouldn't
be
that
good.
be a montage of music?
Yeah. Be quite the medley.
Oh, yeah, there you go. When we have an appreciation for that history, now we have CGI and all that, but we couldn't have had any of that, It's this building block on each thing, and having an appreciation for where it starts, where it's at now. And, think about this, people, in probably about 10 years or 20 years, when they're watching stuff, they're going to look back at you and say, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cheesy.
Yeah. I was thinking about in particular because we watched that Frankenstein movie the other day with Abbott and Costello, and how they would transform the guy into the werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny. And then like now you think about the new werewolf movie that we were talking about. Oh, I say new, been out some years, but that Wolfman, that looks so different from how he transforms,
All of those wolf movies, when you watch them, throughout time, and it's amazing. American Werewolf. Oh, Cat People. That's another interesting one that
has a cult following too, for sure.
It does. Oh,
But
my goodness.
that is such an interesting movie. I really liked it. And I
Yes.
loved it as a kid. that really stands out.
There's something very appealing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, I mean, we could talk forever on movies and just genres and just different things like that. The reason we did this actually is, because for everybody there's different stuff, and it is that time of year. We start going, this is the start of our holidays, whether you celebrate Halloween or not, people celebrate harvest and fall. And so it's the start of our holiday season. Yeah. From here we go right into Thanksgiving, and then we go into Christmas, then we go into New Year's, and then thank God we get a break. Because I feel like this time of year is like crazy. Yeah. That's why I think I like October so much, because it's, to me, fun. It's a change. It's fun. And I don't have any pressure. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, now I don't have pressure. But, before, it's like the holidays are coming. Oh, my God, you got to plan the big meals. You've got to do this. You've got to do that.
Yeah.
What do I get somebody? All of these things. We're not big. We don't. Thanksgiving's not a big holiday for us.
No. A lot of our traditional stuff has changed.
Absolutely. Yeah. October became one of our new traditions.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just such a fun time.
And it's such a neat time for us, and that's why we decided our legal marriage is actually Halloween.
Halloween.
Which was really a cool thing. It was a beautiful day out that day, too. It was so weird.
Yeah, it was.
We just went into the courthouse, got the marriage certificate. We signed it in front of the lady, and we come out, and here we are in front of the tree in the courthouse trying to take a picture. And this old guy's walking by, probably in his 70s, late 70s. I'll take your picture for you.
Yeah.
And then takes our picture and says, oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
So it was just really cool. So that was our thing. And it's that time of year for us. We love dressing up, like I said, and doing all the stuff. And
dressing up the dog. And yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This will be
decorating.
This will be Tala's first costume. We haven't even picked one out for her yet. But Misha, in the past, she was a pumpkin. She was a vampire. She was Wonder Woman. She had a few costumes.
She did. And she wore them well.
She did.
Yeah, we got to get out there and get Tala her costume. And we've got to figure out what we're going to do. And once again, it's just that fun thing. And then we did a vacation at that time and down in Mexico, and got to, like I said, experience the Dia de los Muertos and things like that. So it's just that time of year for me. I just feel it in the air. And, what's really cool is a lot of our friends are the same way.
Yeah.
They're all excited. Tim and Rita and Brandon and Katie and Mikey. And
yeah, they all enjoy that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a family affair for them.
Mm-hmm. What I appreciate is that it's always been a good time for me. Like I said, even if there were parts that we didn't really celebrate so much when I was growing up, it was just so much fun. And like I said, I've always enjoyed dressing up and doing that whole thing. And I think it's cool now that we do that and pass out candy to the kids and see all those costumes. And I just enjoy it.
I think what's really cool is because I grew up in the country. We lived on a farm ranch. So there's not like there's a whole lot of houses around to go trick-or-treating.
Right.
But my older siblings would take us and we would go trick-or-treating. And my parents always let us do that. I don't even think we dressed up. That would be a lot of costumes, for as many kids as we had.
Oh, I guess that's true, yeah.
We just loved going and doing the trick-or-treating and stuff like that. And I remember so many fun times and laughing a lot. And so maybe that's another reason that this month is so cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's just all of these amazing memories with it in this time of year.
It's, like I say, always been a fun time for me. And then I also remember, too, one thing that really stands out in my mind because of Halloween. Growing up, up until the age of 8, I lived in the same house, and it was an old train car that had been converted into a house. And it was kind of a neat little house. When I look back at that, I'm like, that was unique. But when we moved from that house, they were going to tear the house down because it was right on the corner of a busy intersection. So they were going to build a gas station there and a laundromat and I don't know what all. But before they tore the house down, they turned my old house into a haunted house for the season.
Oh, wow.
And so it was really cool that I have that memory of going through the house as a haunted house. Of course, I was still pretty young. And there was a chainsaw guy at the end, and I was all freaked out. And by the time we got outside at the back door of the house, I didn't even
Did you
know.
pee?
No, I didn't, but I didn't even know I was outside. I was like, I was so freaked out. I looked up. I remember looking up and seeing the stars, and I'm thinking, this is a big part of the house that I didn't know about.
Oh my God. I always thought haunted houses are funny to me because I laugh more at the people I'm with that I can't even be scared.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I couldn't even enjoy the ride at Disney World, the Himalaya ride, because of you. I was laughing so hard. I couldn't tell you if it was a scary ride or not a scary ride, because by the time we park, Christy gets off, and I am serious, people. She is literally still vibrating. I can't even help her. I'm laughing. So.
Shaking from the soles of my feet. That was just the whole, roller coaster thing. I hadn't been on one in a while. It wasn't even about the Yeti.
But what's funny is, like, when you get scared, I tend to laugh at you.
Oh, wow.
It tends to entertain me.
I'm feeling the love.
But no, do you see what I mean? Have you ever done that too? It's like you can't, because of the person that you're watching is more scared or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is sometimes with me with scary movies.
Yeah.
It depends on who I'm hanging out with and what they're doing and how scared they are.
Yeah.
But some of them, like we've talked about, I've really, really enjoyed. And, we'll make our list and we'll start watching our scary movies. And
it changes over time. Like I remember I used to watch a lot of the movies through, open fingers. I would just have my eyes covered and just be peeking out to watch the movie. And I realized one thing was, if I was getting really scared on a part, what I realize now is if you talk through the entire scene, you don't get scared.
That's why she's so talkative sometimes. I'm trying to figure out the movie and I'm looking at her because she's telling me a story. So that's what you do, people. If you get scared, just turn and talk to the person next to you.
Yes.
Oh, I'm happy to hear this.
It kind of, takes down that fear, that fear factor.
See? But anyway, we hope that this is the start of a wonderful month and a wonderful season for you guys as well. Yeah. And we just wanted to share a little bit and, get on our Facebook or our website, Two Girls in a Pod.
Tell us all your scary movies.
Yeah, tell us the scary movies that you like, why you like them, and even if you have those old school ones. And if there's something we haven't watched, we will pick it up and we will watch it.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. Maybe. We'll do our best. Anyway, thank you so much as always for listening. We've really enjoyed it. And once again, get on our website, twogirlsinapod.com, or our Two Girls in a Pod Facebook page, and share with us some of the movies that you like at this time, or if some memory you have of this time of year, Halloween or whatever. We'd love to hear it.
Right.
Once again, you guys have a wonderful week, and we will be back next week.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.